Hey Steve and Michelle Bentley here, and we just want to welcome you to our channel, Off-Road Grind. We just love to get out into the country, mainly the mountains, and explore. We've got an awesome off-road vehicle, and we just love to mountain bike and climb and fly fish and explore through just so many great areas of the United States. So we're going to be putting together some great videos here on how to set up your rig, but also some adventure that we do, whether it's climbing or mountain biking, fly fishing, things like that, camping. We just love it, and hopefully you enjoy and get some information out of the videos. If you have any questions, please ask. Like and subscribe to the channel if that's your thing, and we look forward to bringing you some great information that will hopefully be quite useful for you. Hey, good morning, Steve and
Michelle
Bentley here from Off-Road Grind, and we just finished up 3 weeks of off-roading, fly fishing, hiking, climbing 14,000 foot peaks, mountain biking. Yeah, we had an awesome time here in Colorado in the San Juan Mountains, and we're going to go through some of the things that we've done on our trip here to make it a even bit more enjoyable. And sort of, it's camping, but more like glamping, lots of comfort. So we're going to take you on through some of those clips. So we'll do a bunch of separate little clips, but we just want to introduce you to our setup here and how it went, what worked well, what didn't. So we'll be right back. Hey, Steve here, and I want to show you our kitchen setup because I love to cook when I'm at home because Michelle loves to eat. So this is a really important part of our camping experience, and I wanted to make something that was really simple but super functional. So come on in, we're going to show you what we've got. It's already open because we just finished having breakfast. I made blueberry pancakes and one of Michelle's favorite desserts or breakfast, which is kind of like dessert the way I make it. But anyways, here's our setup. So I made this cabinet just out of 3/4 inch plywood and faced it a little bit with some aluminum and a L angle here just to protect the edges. I'm going to get to the fridge in a minute, but we got this 12-volt setup that just worked perfectly for this whole trip, and I'll give you a bit more detail on that. But the cabinets here worked super well. I found these sliders, and I'll put some links in the description of the actual sliders here because these are so critical for the build. They need to be super strong. These are 250-pound sliders, and they'll hold the whole setup here that we've got. And as you can see, I also made an extension. It just slides right into the base here. I'll take it apart in a minute as I'm finished explaining everything. I got this old Coleman stove on a really good deal. I know they make them a lot smaller. I like the fact that this can run off gasoline or white gas because it's super easy to get. I don't have to worry about jacking around with propane bottles all the time. Those are great, and I actually have propane bottles here for our heater system that I'll go over in a little bit. But I like the stove. It fits perfectly in here. It's big, but I like lots of room, and I also have a 12-inch or 10-inch skillet in here that I'll use. And we just made pancakes on this griddle, so this fits perfectly on there. Gives me lots of room to cook pancakes on each side and also have them warming in the middle. Works great for stir fries, frying fish. We caught some trout on our trip, so that's an awesome experience. This is our tea kettle and hot water heater for our dish setup. So this extension here works perfect for that. So we wash our dishes in here, put them in this drip dry thing, and it works awesome. So we already done that for breakfast. So let me just put this aside. Let that continue to dry here in Colorado. It happens really quickly. These all collapse, so this works perfectly and goes really small into our back of our truck. Same thing with the dish rack. So that's awesome. You want to be thinking about stuff like that. And then this extension here, just wipe this down. I've sealed this with a polyurethane to protect it against spills, which is inevitably going to happen. And it just slides right up into the system here and out of the way, right? So our stove, what I wanted to do here is make sure that that can strap down. Oops. Fuel tank goes in here. So I'm just showing you how quickly this can get set up and broken down. And then we've got the strap here. I want to make sure that as we're off-roading, things aren't jacking around in the back and getting all bent out of shape. So this is a little cover for the front. Also operates if I want to cook on this side. It goes in here and gives me a little tray to, put ladles on and things like that. But this strap system here works really well. And I just put that in here, strap that down, and that stove's not going anywhere when we're bouncing around down the trails. And then all our spices I've got in here, utensils in this bag, so whether it's spoons or plates or ladles or things like that. So I'll go in later and get those things. This all packs up like that. You can get a cutting board on top there. And then these other great things about these hinges is they've got locks on them. So I can lock it, slide that in, and that's not coming out. And on this side, we've got a lot of our other cooking equipment. So that griddle is going to go back over here. So again, unlock it, pull it out. We've got our paper towels. We've got some electrical stuff, more paper towels, garbage bags, tin foil, breadcrumbs, and then all our pots and pans. I've actually even got a Coleman oven in here that I can open up. I made a chocolate lava cake on that the other day. So Michelle good. Loved that. It was so good. Yeah. So this all goes in here, just sort of fits all in. I'll put that pot in here later, and then this slides up and locks into place, so that's not coming out either. So this is awesome. So Michelle, you should spin around here. And this is so critical for the success of our kitchen. And it's our 12-volt fridge freezer. And this works amazingly well. We just got this. It's an Iceco brand. Absolutely love it. I saw a lot of fridge freezers that were, you know, $300 and something, and I just didn't want to trust that this was going to keep our stuff cold or frozen over the course of 3 weeks. So I went a little bit more. This is about twice as much. But if you come on in, we've got two separate compartments here. So this is I've got them both set up as fridge right now because we went hiking for 4 days and we used up all the frozen stuff. But this is huge compartment in here for one side. We use this as a freezer, so we put all the stuff in here. But right now we've got all our sauces and chocolate mints, you know, 'cause those are so good. Tonic for gin and tonics is awesome. So this is, I just jumbled stuff in here. But check out this other compartment here. It's just massive. And we can hold all our, you know, we had this as the fridge and that is the freezer through most of the trip. But we've just got all kinds of stuff in here. It's going to be a snacky lunch today, apples and cheese, and we're going to have some Guinness tonight when we get to our next location. Portobello mushrooms and onions. We're going to be making seared chicken thighs tonight for dinner, so that's going to be great. So I just love this. This is the Iceco VL60D, so for dual zone 60 quart. So just an amazing system. And when we went away for 4 days backpacking, we didn't run the car at all. I shut off one side and just used this side, and it worked perfectly off a 100-watt solar panel in the front of the roof rack, and it kept everything perfectly cool for the whole trip. We came back, everything was perfectly at 34 degrees, so love that. Love this system. We've got a dual battery system as well that I put in, but I'll do that as a separate video just to show, you know, what that was all about. But anyways, here's our kitchen setup. Works awesome and I love it. Hey, Steve here, and we're going to talk a little bit about an awesome amenity for camping. And this is, again, glamping category, but so important. And I think it's one of the top things that got Michelle interested in camping. The other is the rooftop tent that we'll talk about in another clip. But it is our heater system. So if you come on in, it'll give you a quick little view of that. So this is one I got. I think it was like 140 bucks or something on Amazon. I'll put the link to this. I don't know if you can get this for that price anymore, but there's a lot of options out there. It's a propane powered heater. So you can see I've got a little 1 pound propane bottle here. I used an adapter onto a 20-pound thing because I don't want to carry a 20-pound propane bottle around with us. This little bottle will run that heater for half an hour, which is awesome. And you're not really showering for that long. When you're out camping, you're really just trying to get clean and, you know, wash your body off. So a couple things that I did here is, number one, if you come in underneath here, I'll show, I actually made a skid plate and put a tank, a water tank on there. And on the other side, there's a clean out, so I can get in there and clean it out. But it's not potable water or water for drinking, it's just for showering. So if we're off-roading, I won't fill that up a whole lot because I don't want that kind of weight back there. But if we're not doing a lot of serious off-roading, we'll put some water in there when we can get it. And I can fill it in here. I got this little collapsible funnel. This just goes right onto this spout here, goes directly into the top of the tank. And then this one here, and this just tucks up above the tank, out of the way, so I don't have to worry about that. It just sits up there. And then this little port here is awesome, so I can quick connect or disconnect it like that. Just tuck that back in there and close this up. But for the purposes of using the shower, we want to connect this water line onto here. And then I can just close that up if I want. And then the water line comes up through here, goes into the shower. If you come around here, we're going to start it up in a second. But it also attaches, let's pull this peg up here. It also attaches to a shower head up here.
Inside.
And so this is all part of the heater system. This all comes thing. I added this quick connect and disconnect in here. So I'm going to go in here. We got this set up to go. Hopefully Michelle doesn't get too wet. I'm going to go in and click the switch, and you're going to see that this is going to start to pump some hot water through. So it's going to hit the pump here. You can hear the heater kick in.
And we have hot water flow.
Right now, that's at 98 degrees, and that'll go all the way up to 130 if we want it. So
It's pretty hot.
we'll turn it off. So we can use that to come on out.
And when you're taking a shower, there is this little, you can stop the flow while you're, after you soap up, and then you can just hit the top button here to
It
start
starts
it
it up
flowing
again. Yeah. So that's great, not only for showering, but also if you've already got it set up, then you can obviously use it for washing dishes, which works great. If I don't want to use this under tank here, if I've decided to take that off, a really simple way of creating, the water flow for the whole system is just get a 5-gallon bucket, and this is the one we used. Still got some salt in it from the Cascade Creek that we pulled some water out of the other day. And we'll just drop this line here in the bucket, raise it a little bit to get it above the sediment, and that just pulls the water out of there. That 5-gallon bucket will last like a 4-minute shower. So you're not in there for a long time. Get wet, turn the hot water off with the wand button there that Michelle showed you, and then just lather all up, rinse off. It's so nice, especially when you're out on the road for 3 weeks, to be able to have a shower every day or two, just to feel fresh and clean and get that dust off from the trails and all that stuff. So anyways, that's our heater system, and we love it. Hey, Steve here, and we're going to talk a little bit about this awning that we've got for our truck. I just love this because it's so convenient. It really works in terms of giving you shade and protecting you from the heat. If you come on in, we'll give you a quick overview of some of the details here. These swing out arms just twist and lock into place, so you can twist them counterclockwise to loosen them, close it up a little bit, and then lock it in place by turning them clockwise. They extend out, so you just push them right into here. They connect into this stuff here. I love to make stuff, but when I see something like this was $100 at Napa Auto Parts. I just jumped on this. Same thing with the trash bag there that fits on the rear tire. That was $35. I'm like, I can't make that for that inexpensive an amount of money and for this kind of quality. So this is great here. I did torque on it a little bit and snapped this end off here, but I just put some steel epoxy on it and it sealed it right up perfectly, and it's been perfect ever since. These extensions fold right up into the actual frame of the awning that's actually bolted right to the roof rack. So this right one folds to the top, the left one folds into the bottom. And as you take it apart, you just roll it all up, strap it up with these up into here. And there's actually enough room in the bag for our 2 fly rods. So we love to fly fish, so we'll just tuck these right up on top of the awning inside the bag, and I don't have to worry about breaking those fly rods because they're in the car. So I love this awning. It works great. If it's windy, we can pull down some of these guy lines and peg them into the ground, but most of the time, this is just perfect the way it is. If it's gonna rain, typically what I'll do is just lower one corner like that, and any rain that's gonna come is just gonna fall off onto one corner. So usually I'm gonna lower the other corner because I'm usually coming in and out here, so I want this one to be a little bit higher so I don't have to keep ducking to get underneath it. And while we're talking about this little area here, I'm going to talk a little bit about our setup here. This table adjusts up another foot higher, so if we're just doing it really quickly, then for breakfast this morning I'll just leave it low, but if it's for like dinner or we're going to do more on it, I'll raise it up. Got that at Walmart for 35 bucks. Awesome table, folds up to in half, so it's 2 by 2, and this fits perfectly right in the space beside the fridge, so I'll just slide that right in here, and then the 2 chairs go beside there and one goes up on top of that. The chairs I got on Amazon, those are director chairs. I was getting really frustrated by those typical camp chairs that you're really slouching and low at, because I just don't like eating like that, and I can't cook if I want to put the chair around here, but those are great. They're about 8 or 9 inches higher than a typical camp chair, and I just love it. So that's a great setup.